Alright, buddy, I'll bite. I'm coming out of my YouTube seclusion. I'm ending this hiatus briefly, only to respond to you, because you are my bestest friend. Or one of my bestest friends. I took notes on your video. This headset's really, really bothering me, by the way. And this camera's turning out not to be as great as I thought it was. Like, the picture quality is good, but it, like, I don't know, maybe it lags or something, I don't know. Okay. So, yeah, I know America's not a complete democracy. Before I get really into this, I want you to abandon all those things you've heard previously on television and in patriotic songs and from just all the general patriotic rhetoric that is just rhetoric. It's not anything substantial. Okay, just put that aside, just go out this with an open mind, okay? Okay, so America isn't a complete democracy. If it was a complete democracy, it would really suck. Plain and simple. Yeah. Yeah, we're a democratic republic or constitutional republic or something. So yeah, I know that. And it doesn't matter because we still have the institution of voting, and that's mainly what I was talking about in this video, was how voting is oppressive and is a bad thing. Okay, so you say that democracy is still a good thing. Well, democracy is tyranny of the majority, and tyranny is still tyranny, no matter what form it comes in, and what words come after it, okay? And tyranny is always bad, so democracy is bad. I'm sorry. Okay, you may not exactly get your way. I'm quoting you on this, I took notes. You may not exactly get your way, but you get a say in what happens, and you get a say in who decides your future. Go first. You don't. I mean, why should someone decide your future? Why can't you decide your future? Do you not trust yourself to be able to make your own decisions about what you want to do with your life, where you want to shop, what you want to do with your money? You don't trust yourself to do that? Okay. And you don't see it wrong that someone has to decide your future for you? You don't see that as a bad thing? Okay. A say in what happens. You don't have a say in what happens. You don't. I brought up some numbers. In the last presidential election, 122,295,345 people voted. I divided that, and if you were one person of that, 1 over 122,295,345, your vote would be 0.00000008% of the total percentage outcome. I'm not that good at math, so I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I know that means your vote doesn't come out to equal a lot at all. That's 8 zeros. That's a lot. Gosh, you're very small in the scale of things. If you're voting with like 20 people, then yeah, you might get a say. Well, you would get a say. 20 people, that's a pretty good ratio. But yeah, over 100 million, it's not a very good ratio, and you're not going to get a say. I'm talking about the individual here. I'm not talking about groups. All right. Now, if you were going to talk about groups, let's say if there was a strictly two-party system, which we almost have, but not completely, and all votes were counted, right? To get a 51% majority, which is what you would need to win in a strictly two-party system, you would, using the numbers from the last presidential election, you would need to get 62,370,625 people to vote the same way you did for you to win. Yeah, that doesn't sound like very good odds to me. No. And it definitely doesn't sound like the individual is being heard there. Besides, this video is going to run kind of long. I'll try and hurry it up. Okay. Okay, you said that democracy is better than like dictatorships and things like that. Well, yeah, I mean, I suppose it is on some level because if you get a group of, say, 62 million people together, and you all vote the same way, then yeah, you might have a say. But as far as the individual goes, you don't have a say. Democracies are probably one of the best forms of government out there now. But as far as liberty goes, but just because it's a good thing that's existing now, and it's the lesser of two evils, or like 6 evils or whatever, doesn't mean that it's a good thing. It doesn't mean that it can't be topped by something else. If you just stayed with what was around and you never tried to top it, then there would be no progression. Okay. At least you ever say in your government, at least you feel secure. Okay, yeah. Isn't the government supposed to make you feel secure? A government should do nothing more than protect your rights. Shouldn't make you feel secure. I mean, unless you feel secure in having your rights protected. I mean, it shouldn't give you warm, fuzzy feelings in it, and it shouldn't have, it shouldn't legislate other people's morality, and it shouldn't tax you, and it shouldn't have a national pledge, and it shouldn't do a lot of stuff. But the only thing it really should do is protect your rights, your negative rights, your liberty. Okay. Right, this makes you proud to be an American. The fact that we are not quite a democracy, and we might be a little bit better than a dictatorship, makes you proud to be an American. Whatever floats your boat. Okay, go ahead, vote. But, you know, one, you are contributing to a corrupt system. You're encouraging people, politicians, to run and continue to oppress us and take away our rights. And you are forcing your opinions, period, you know, in any form of voting. We've discussed this before. You should understand this. You're forcing your opinions on others, so which is a bad thing, even though your opinions don't really matter. But it's kind of contradictory. There's voting in itself, and then voting when applied on such a mass scale. Okay, I better wrap this up because it's getting really long. Okay. Yeah, even if who you want doesn't win, at least you know you have a say, right? Well, you don't have a say. If you lose, at least they will see what you said and hopefully fix it. I paraphrase. Yeah, well, I mean, they might see it, but it doesn't matter. You're the majority. I mean, you're the minority. If you lose, you're the minority. You don't quite count. And the very fact that they're trampling on your rights should be just in and of itself enough to refute democracy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've made 2 videos about this so far and left many extensive comments with very nice people on those 2 videos. If you hadn't have read those, I would suggest doing so because that might clear up any, if not all, of the remaining confusion. It's really quite simple. Love you, Sacred. Feel better. I'm sorry you weren't at school. I had the best day ever. You missed it. There was a rock band in the cafeteria.